Chapter 1. The Scout. You are 23 years old. You have no clients, no office, no business card with your name on it. What you have is a phone that is 2 years old, a second-hand suit that almost fits, and a contact. A youth coach in the 3rd division of Portuguese football who owes you a favor from a time you both prefer not to talk about. He calls you on a Wednesday morning. He tells you there is a kid, 17 years old, plays for a village team 40 minutes outside Porto. You write down the name on the back of a receipt. You drive there alone 3 days later. Tuesday night. The kind of night where the sky is the same color as the road and there is no reason to be on either of them. The pitch is at the edge of town. One working floodlight. The other side in complete darkness. You stand at the fence in the rain because you forgot your umbrella in the car, and going back for it feels like admitting you were not ready. And then the ball comes to him. You have spent 6 years watching football from terraces and touchlines and cold plastic seats. You know what the difference looks like when it arrives. Most people see a good player. You see something else entirely. The way the ball seems to attach to his boot for just a half second longer than it should. The way he always knows where the pressure is coming from before it arrives. You sit in your car for 40 minutes after the final whistle. The rain keeps going. You do not start the engine. You write his name again on a new piece of paper. You are not sure why. The first one was fine. You do not know it yet. But that piece of paper is worth 4 million euros. Chapter 2. The Handshake. 3 months later, you are sitting at a kitchen table in a house that smells like cooking oil and laundry detergent. The mother has made coffee. It is too hot and too strong, and it is the best coffee you have had in years. Because she made it for someone she does not yet trust, and that means she made it perfectly. The father sits across from you. He is a mechanic. His hands are on the table the whole time, wide and scarred and completely still. He does not move them once. He is the kind of man who learned that stillness is the most dangerous thing you can show another person. He asks you 3 questions. How old are you? Who else do you represent? What happens if the club does not work out? You answer all 3 without looking away. You tell them you will protect their son, that you will find him a real club, a real contract, a real salary. That his football will belong to him, not to you. You mean every single word. The father looks at you for a long time after the last answer. Not hostile, just measuring. Then he extends his hand. You shake it. His grip is the grip of a man who has shaken hands on things that mattered. He squeezes once and lets go. Brief. Final. A contract in itself. You drive home with the windows down even though it is cold. Remember this moment. Because later, when this business starts asking you to become someone different, this is the moment you will come back to. The kitchen, the coffee, the father's hand. The last time everything was completely clean. Chapter 3. The Commission. 14 months later, you sell your first real contract. A championship club in England. 2-year deal. The kind of club where the stadium holds 18,000 people and the chairman drives a Range Rover and calls it modest. Your commission is 8%. You calculate the number on the phone before you have even said goodbye. You hang up and stand in the middle of your apartment. You are not sure what to do with your hands. The wire transfer lands on a Thursday morning. You know it is coming. You still open the banking app 3 times before 8 in the morning. 160,000 euros. You stare at the screen for a long time. Then you put the phone down and make coffee. You drink it standing at the window. You watch the street below. A woman walking a dog. 2 men arguing outside a parked car. The ordinary world just continuing without any awareness of what just happened to you. You do not call anyone. Not your mother. Not the youth coach. Not any of the 3 friends who have watched you build this for 2 years. You go for a walk instead. An hour. Alone. You walk past the cafe where you used to sit and build spreadsheets of players who would never know your name. Past the library where you used to print UEFA licensing documents at 10 cents a page because you could not afford a printer. You walk until the feeling settles into something you can hold. When you come back inside, you open a new spreadsheet. You start building the next one. This is the first time you understand what this business actually feels like from the inside. It does not feel like football. It feels like leverage. Chapter 4. The Room. By 28, you have 7 clients. 2 of them play in the Premier League. That number matters. Not because of the money, because of the rooms. When you have clients in the Premier League, you get invited into certain rooms. Rooms that are not listed in any directory. Rooms that officially do not exist the way a conference room exists. They are understood rooms. And the people inside them have the kind of power that does not need to be announced. The room is on the 14th floor of a corporate building in London. White walls. A glass table long enough to seat 12. You are 2. The man across from you is 51 years old. He has spent over 300 million euros in transfers in the last 2 seasons. Not his own money, but he moves it like it is. His legal team is in the building. His PA is outside the door. His tie costs more than your first commission. He slides a single sheet of paper across the table. He makes you an offer for one of your clients. You look at the number. You look at him. Then you say, "We will need to think about it." You do not need to think about it. The number is good. You know it. He knows you know it. You say it anyway, because somewhere in the last 5 years you learned the most important rule in this business. The room belongs to whoever is least desperate to leave it. You are not desperate. Not anymore. He nods slowly. He has been in enough rooms to recognize what just happened. You leave 10 minutes later. You take the elevator down 14 floors. You step out onto the street. You allow yourself exactly one smile. Then your phone rings and you answer it, and you are already somewhere else. Chapter 5. The conflict. You are 31 years old. Your biggest client calls you at midnight on a Wednesday. You know it is bad before you answer. He only calls at this hour when something is breaking inside him. He sounds like the 17-year-old you found on that half-lit pitch in the rain. Not in his voice. In the thing underneath his voice. The part that does not know how to be a professional yet. The part that just wants to play football and feel like it matters. He has not played a competitive minute in 6 weeks. The manager does not believe in him. He has not slept properly. He can feel his legs losing something that might not come back if the situation does not change soon. You listen for 22 minutes without speaking. Then you tell him you will handle it. The next morning at 9:15, the club's chairman calls you. His voice is precise and warm in the way that expensive people learn to be warm. He tells you that if you push this transfer through, his club will not be available to you or any of your clients again. He has 12 players in his academy that you have been building relationships with for 3 years. 12 futures, 12 commissions, 12 of the next 5 years of your career sitting on the other side of his voice. He gives you until the end of the call to decide. You look at the window. The city is doing what cities do at 9:15 on a Thursday morning. Completely indifferent. This is the real moment. Not the first wire transfer. Not the room on the 14th floor. This is the moment that defines what kind of agent you are actually going to be. You make your decision. I am not going to tell you which one, because you already know which decision most people in that position make. Chapter 6. The machine. By 35, you do not scout anymore. You have not personally driven to a 3rd division pitch in the rain in 4 years. You have people for that now. Young ones. Hungry ones. They remind you of someone. Your operation runs out of 2 cities. Madrid and London. Madrid is where you think. London is where you close. You have 17 clients across 6 leagues. 4 of them are internationals. You know which manager is getting sacked 3 weeks before the press conference. You know which chairman is quietly looking for an exit from his own club. You know which sporting director owes a favor to which chairman and exactly why. You are not representing players anymore. Not exactly. You are managing a system. A set of variables. You move pieces across a board that most people in football cannot even see. The machine does not care about Tuesday nights in the rain. It does not care about kitchens or coffee or promises made across tables. It only understands timing, leverage, and who owes who a favor. And you are inside it now, not watching it. Inside it. There is a difference. You knew it the moment it happened. You just cannot pinpoint the exact day. Chapter 7. The cost. Last week, one of your clients scored the winning goal in a Champions League semifinal. 80,000 people on their feet. Flags. Noise. The kind of moment that makes people remember where they were when it happened. You watched it on your phone in an airport lounge in Zurich. You had a glass of sparkling water and a boarding pass for a flight that left in 40 minutes. You watched the celebration. You felt something. Somewhere between pride and something else. Not sadness exactly. More like distance. Like watching it through glass that you cannot remember installing. The kid's father posted a video online. He was standing in his living room in Portugal. The same man from the kitchen all those years ago. The one with the still hands and the 3 questions. He was holding his phone up and crying and laughing at the same time, pointing at the television, saying his son's name. And then he said your name. He used your name. You watched it twice. Then your second phone rang. A director of football from a club in Saudi Arabia. A different player. Different numbers. Different time zone. You answered before the father's video finished. You have not watched a game just for the love of it in 6 years. You cannot remember the last time you sat in a stadium and felt nothing except the match itself. That is the thing about this business. It does not take from you in one moment. There is no single day you can point to and say, that is when I made the trade. It takes slowly, quietly, one decision at a time, one commission at a time, one call answered before another moment is finished, until one day you are sitting in an airport lounge in Zurich, watching something you helped build, and the feeling that arrives is somewhere between pride and loss. And by the time you have named it, you are already on the next call. Football agents are the most powerful people in the sport that nobody talks about. They do not score the goals. They do not lift the trophies. But they own a piece of everything. And now you know how the piece gets owned. If this made you see the game differently, subscribe. We go deeper every single week. Drop a comment. Do you think football agents are a necessary evil, or just evil? I will see you in the next one.